Morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity in Naperville. Glad to see ya. I'm Kitty Benson, the minister here at Unity, and we're so grateful to have you here with us, maybe for the first time, maybe online for the first time. It's going to be a little different today. I have a little bit of not just spiritual things to think about and talk about and act on, but other things. So we're going to stay in line with our Aging with Spirit, and this is for all of you, no matter what age you are. So thanks for tuning in. We've got highest good all. Oh, we're missing Mark, our drummer today, but welcome everyone else. The trio is here. What are we singing? Yes, great word for today. So if you'd like to stand as you're able, that's great. Have a seat if that's better. Stand at home. Get your blood flowing. Pay attention to what you're singing. Let's go. Good morning, everyone. Are you ready to claim your good? Are you ready to claim your good? Yeah. Oh, let me do this. This very day, this very hour. To the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me. Let's sing that again. This very day, this very hour, I claim my good. I say yes to the power within me. This very second, I pay attention to the inner voice that beckons. Times, yes. Yes, Spirit, yes. A million times, yes. You know where it's going. And yes, Spirit, yes. A billion times, yes. May I always say yes to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me. This very day, this very hour, I claim my good. I say yes to the power within me. This very second, I pay attention to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me. Oh, we say yes, and yes, Spirit, yes. 1,000 times, yes. And yes, Spirit, yes. 1,000,000 times, yes. And yes, Spirit, yes. 1,000,000 times, yes. May I always say yes to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons to me. Let's keep on singing. Yes, Spirit, yes. Spirit, yes. 1,000 times. Oh, yes, Spirit, yes. 1,000,000 times. And yes, Spirit, yes. 1,000,000 times. Yes. May I always say yes to the inner voice that beckons, the inner voice that beckons me. I say yes. Yes. Sometimes you just gotta drink water. Take that deep breath in. You're saying yes to all that is, all that means. And we say yes in the moments where we look inward. Hey, we can say yes
as we look around us and see the divine. Yes, right here. Yes. You can say yes when you go outside to the park and you look at that tree. We say yes because we know the presence. We see the divine right there. The sand crane, yes! I love that. We say yes to the sand crane. And God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. And God, you are every sunrise. God, you are
every new glow. God, you are every starshine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime.
Everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
Will you join me in prayer, please? Everything, God. We are one with all that is. We take this moment in the quiet to remind ourselves, body, mind, feelings, one with spirit. Grateful to know that the power that brings life to our body and peace to our mind is always present within us. And in all circumstances in life, God, you are. You are, we are, all is one. So it is, now we let it be. Amen. Will you help me speak our invocation? The words are up here on the screen. Together? There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Thank you. You may be seated.
I've got a river of life flowing out from me, makes the lame to walk and the blind to see, opens prison doors, sets the captives free. And I've got a river of life flowing out from me, spring up a well within my soul, spring up a well, and I am whole, spring up a well inside of me. the lame to walk and the blind to see. Opens prison doors, sets the captives free. I've got a river of life flowing out from me. Spring up a well within my soul. Spring up a well, and I am whole. Spring up a well inside of me. I've got a river of life flowing out from me. Spring up a well within my soul. Spring up a well, and I am whole. Spring up a well inside of me. I've got a river of life flowing out from me. I've got a river of life flowing out from me. I've got a river of life flowing out from me.
Yeah. Bring it. Ooh, good job, Val. Val's new on the job, and I'm giving her props for my hot water. Yeah. How you doing? Good. You look good. I'm looking through the camera. Let's see. Who was that? And when I was 5 years old. Romper room, and I see Mary, and I see Susie. Thanks for watching today, you guys. Thinking about my childhood a little bit this week. I was sitting in my car. I sometimes work in my car, all right? I do pretty much every day, at the park. And Saturday, they were playing soccer, lots of different soccer games going on. And it reminded me of my years in 4th and 5th grade. It was a big deal to play soccer, just the girls. So in recess and lunchtime, we go out and play soccer. It was a hoot. And you wound up with a few bruised ankles, but it was still good times. And I was thinking of that last summer. I was at my sister's house. She was having a big picnic family and lots of her kids and their kids, so little ones running around with lots of balls flying around. And somebody threw me a ball, and I did the big kickoff like I did back in soccer, and my body went, what? All the money you paid to the chiropractor, and now look at you. Something must be going on inside my body that I'm not aware of. It's a little disappointing, I have to say. No more soccer for Kitty. And I was thinking about that this week because we're talking about aging with spirit. Finding a way to move forward in life, especially when we get into our elder years, from a consciousness of spirit. And I really wanted to focus on the body today. We've been talking about other aspects of, our elder years, but today we're talking about the body. And it's an opportunity for us to just realize we would never be having this life's journey without it. It is such a gift to us. Everything that you experience in this human life has to happen through this body. What a gift it has given us. And it's not like you trade it in every few years like you do with your cars. I'm just saying. It's the same one. Isn't that amazing? It's the same one since you were born. Same heart, same lungs. Holy cow, thank you. That's where I go. Wow, thank you. I know that it pretty much does what it needs to do without being told. It's a lot of automatic pilot. But there are times when it gives us a shout out because we're not helping it when we need to help it. I mean, truly, it's our job to make sure it gets enough water. It can't just walk itself to the faucet, right? We have to let it go to bed or lay down somewhere, even if it's on the floor in front of the TV. It needs to rest. It needs nutritious foods. And you are involved in that process. It needs to be cleaned up every once in a while. It needs to get some fresh air, some movement in its life. You, meaning the conscious you, gets to choose whether that happens or not. So it will let you know, but then it's up to you to make sure that you're responding to it the way that it needs. And the biggest response I would offer today is that you respond with gratitude and appreciation for all the good that it's providing, for the amazing system that is going on inside of you in any given moment. Thank you. Just put your hand on your heart and say, thank you, body. Yeah. And most of the time when we do notice the body or talk to the body, it's because it's crying out and we want to shame it and blame it. So let's talk a little bit about our role in this aging process. I mean, the truth is, when you were born, you started aging. That's just the word I'll use. You may not use that when you're young, but technically you're getting older with every year. And for a good part of our life, we're looking forward to that process, right? I mean, when you're a baby and you're starting to crawl a little bit, you're looking around and seeing people on 2 feet, and they're like, when can I do that? I want to do that. Until they are doing that. And then they're looking around at their teenage brothers driving a car, and when can I do that? I want to do that. And you're in your teen years, and you're looking at all the adults running around and not having to go to school and not having to be told what to do. I want to do that. Then they get into their young adult years, and they go to work, and they see their boss making all this money, and I want to be that. I want to have that. I want to get older so I can be there. So we're always looking onward with anticipation and joy and eagerness until all of a sudden you're back to having to take naps in the afternoon. And your stamina isn't quite there like it used to be. And you're no longer needed at work, or you no longer have the stamina for work. Or you're in the doctor's office more often, or you're hearing or thinking more about what your parents died of all of a sudden, or you're on medication now more than you ever were. And really, the two biggest things I think that we start to get concerned about in the aging process is, what will it be like, or will it be like, to lose my independence? And what will I die of? I think almost every human being, when they get to a certain age, start wondering those two things. So, of course, we want to avoid the answers to those questions as long as possible, and we start looking for ways to avoid it. And I have to say, this baby boomer generation is probably the largest generation that has moved into the elder years all at once. So we are actually putting quite a demand on the system to help us maintain our abilities, even in our elder years. And I was watching the movie The Two Popes. Has anybody seen that movie? This was, you remember when Pope Benedict gave up the papacy to who then became Pope Francis, yes. And before the transition happened, the two of them were chatting really about it for the first time, at least in the movie. And it turns out that Pope Benedict is walking around, and suddenly this voice speaks out from his wrist. And it says, "Don't stop now. Keep moving. Keep moving." Kid you not. Every time he would sit for too long, this little wristband would say, "Don't stop now. Keep moving. Keep moving. Don't even think about getting me one of those." But I'm just saying that there are resources out there to help you, no matter what age you are, in case your body needs some assistance. And, movement is important as we move into the aging process, into the elder years. I thought I would just show you today. Actually, you're going to be invited to join me in this process on how to stay moving, even if you're not very mobile. So we're going to do a little video here together where you can either stand or sit. I'm going to sit just so I can show you how great I am at this. All right, let's give it a try. I'll have to watch them get started.
1-0. All right, we got a classic move next, but it's just so good. I always use it. Just a good old march in
Opposite
place.
arm from your knee.
Just to allow our heart rate to come up. Go ahead and keep both elbows bent and bring up
arm from the
opposite
leg
arm
that's
and knee.
How you doing?
Again, core stays tight.
You're looking good.
Can't get that knee up very high.
Don't
That's
have to
okay.
lift your knee
Just
up
try
very
to keep your foot
high.
up off the ground.
Don't listen to
And
him.
If you
Listen
feel
to me.
good right
Just
now, you can go and
barely
get that
off
knee
the floor.
all
That's
the way
enough.
up until it's about parallel to the
There
ground.
you
You
go.
decide
Just so you see a little
which
movement.
is right for you.
Okay, which is right for you? See how easy that is? Don't you feel more strong and agile and able? Okay. So then another thing that we focus on in our aging process is making sure that we are balancing our brain hemispheres. Now this, believe it or not, might be a little bit tricky, for me anyway. So we've got 2 different exercises to do here, and I will try and show you. I will try and match what he's doing. But I think I've learned that the best thing to do is to start with one hand up here and one hand down here, and let's go ahead and start the video.
One hand up, one hand down, and spin the wheels in the air.
Up and down.
You can change directions. You have 4
We're going to
combinations.
change directions. Okay, go. How you doing? Circling, circling, circling. I think we're not all doing. See, it's hard, isn't it? Not all doing it in the same way, but that's okay. Good try. Keep going. And then at some point he changes, right? Has he changed yet? Okay, go back the other way. Rats. I think I was already doing that. Let's try this. How you doing? Looking really crazy out there. Okay, wait. I can't keep them apart. Is he done? Okay, now this next one, I think it's something like 5 minutes a day. That's all I have to do. Okay, so this one, your one hand is going to go for your nose. That's going to be the inside hand. The outside hand is going to go across to your opposite ear. Okay, so just put your hands there right now so you know. Ear, sorry, this is your ear. This is your nose. Okay, then you're going to put your hands down and you're going to do the opposite. Nose and ear. Down and opposite again. I can't even remember where I had up there last. But let him show us and see what you can do. Just, okay.
Second exercise.
All right, he's going pretty fast. Oh my gosh, I missed my ear. Oh, wait, this side. Oh, wait, wrong side. Oh, no. I'm so screwed up. I have to start over. Okay. Nose and ear. Nose and ear. Nose and... Okay. How'd you do? See, I figured that if you don't get it right, you at least laugh pretty hard. I almost poked my eye out like 4 times. Couldn't find my ear. Okay, but the point is when you do this, it starts to balance your left and right brain. That's also good for us. No matter what age we are, by the way, they come up with games like this for kids just to keep their little brains balanced. So if it doesn't feel like you're up to that, that's okay. Do whatever you can do to keep forward motion, even if it's just with your mind. Even if it's picking up a book, listening to a podcast, calling somebody on the phone, writing somebody a note. Just you're putting your energy out there. We've got an online class coming up. You can take it at home this week. And also as you're finding ways to keep in motion, make sure that it's involving positive energy. So don't hang out too much with the negative people, the naysayers. Don't watch too much news. But do enjoy spending time or talking with people that uplift you, because that energy is important. And if you need to be doing something that you don't really want to do, ask for help. Would you be willing to do that? Elders, ask for help. So I'm just thinking of now our younger generation that's watching and our middle years. This is your chance to be of help. your chance to find out what somebody might need. I'm going to ask you to just think of one person right now in your life that's in their elder years, that lives alone, that might need some assistance or just some company at some point. And so I'm talking about maybe giving them a ride, keeping them engaged with their social system. So, take them to Unity with you, or make sure that they get over to see, a favorite friend, get them to the store, or go for them, go out and get their mail, or take something to the post office for them. I used to, when I would go see my mom, I'd get out her phone book, and not like the big phone book, like her personal phone book, and we just start calling people because she could no longer hear on the phone. So I would listen, and I would translate for her what they were saying, and because I was sitting right there with her, she could see me. So these are things that you can be doing. Maybe they have achy hands or feet. Give them a little foot massage while you're there. Do a load of laundry. Obviously, ask first if there's something you can help with. But, sometimes it's difficult for people to ask for help. So bring it up, make a suggestion. And recognize that this is a gift for you too. This is your opportunity to learn how to become a good listener, how to be more compassionate and build up your patience and learn from their life stories and experience the joy of giving to others and supporting others. It's a win-win situation here. And I trust that many of you, most of you that are here today or watching online are already still active seniors, and you're just wanting to look for ways on how to stay active. So a couple studies were done, one by a psychologist from Harvard, Ellen Langer. She wanted to do a study on how aging could be reversed through changes in self-perception. Yeah. So what she did is she took 75-year-old or older men out to the country and left them there, and just kidding. Just kidding. So she took I wouldn't mind being left out in the country. All right, so she took them out to the country, and there was one group that was just the control group, and they just had a week in the country. The other group, they did a few things. They were asked to imagine that they were 20 years younger than they were. And so, first of all, they were asked to wear clothes that they wore 20 years ago. They were asked to think like they did 20 years ago. They were asked to talk about things that they would have 20 years ago. They were asked to listen to music, only music from 20 years ago. Their photo ID badge had to be a picture of them from 20 years ago. If they were married, had family, then when they talked about their family, they should talk about them as if it was 20 years ago and the situations you were in there. If you'd had a career, then you'd be talking about what you were doing in your career 20 years ago. You would listen to the same music. Did I say that? You would basically just become that person you were 20 years ago and do that for a week. So the control group, as I said, really didn't make any changes to their behavior, but it was the group that was playing make-believe. Here's what happened to them. Their memory improved. They had better manual dexterity. They were more active, more self-sufficient. They took photographs before and after. Their faces were younger by 3 years, according to people's opinions. If they'd come in with stiff joints, they were more flexible. Their posture was starting to straighten. Their muscles were getting stronger, and their hearing and vision improved. Yeah, just by pretending. So Deepak Chopra wrote about this in his book, Ageless Body, Timeless Mind, and he said, the study was landmark in proving that so-called irreversible signs of aging could be reversed using psychological intervention. By increasing someone's awareness, bringing it into a new focus, and breaking out of old patterns, you can alter aging. That's pretty amazing, right? And I want to remind you that part of the reason this is so is because your bodies are listening and vibrating, and when you in consciousness vibrate at a certain frequency, your cells are going to follow along. So you can choose to focus on what you're worried about might happen to your body, or what is in the process of happening to your body that you don't like, and spend your emotional energy in fear. However, that's the type of energy that is lower and slower than the spiritual dimension is, and therefore it's going to start creating constriction in your body. And that's the last thing we want when we're moving into our elder years. And we're also activating that divine law that we talk about here all the time, that we create our life experience through our thoughts and feelings and beliefs. Let it be done to you as you believe, Jesus said. So we can either look ahead with fear, or we can focus in this now moment on things that make us happy, things that feel good. Not only do things that feel good, but think of things that feel good to you, your desires of your heart, or thinking about the beauties in nature, thinking about the people that you love in your life, what you're grateful for. You get to be your body's best friend. It's your job to become your body's best friend. And really, we should be doing that throughout our entire life. But not only make time to do the stretching and the moving of the physical body, but the stretching and the moving of your thoughts and your emotions, and turn those thoughts towards the body. Bless it. Bless your body and your body parts. You got one that's, crying out for attention, give it some love and praise. Remind the body of the divine potential within you. Emily Cady was one of Unity's founding writers. She wrote some of our main textbooks, and she said, "The outer life is but the outflowing of the inner life, and that inner life is fed from the fountain of life moment by moment through the Christ at the center of our being. God gives his own life freely to all who can receive it." That's the last important part there. There's divine life flowing because God is omnipresence, God is omniscience, God is omnipotence, everywhere present, but only if we can receive it. And we receive it not by focusing on what our parents died of, not by focusing on our pains and illnesses and talking about them all day long. I'm not saying don't ignore them or share them with someone, but just know, am I that person who this is all I ever talk about when I get together with people? There's another affirmation we could say instead up here on the screen. In God I live and move and have my being. Will you say that with me? In God I live and move. A spiritualized form of exercise called yoga. Anybody do yoga? Okay, so it's most often thought about as exercises that produce certain postures that help to create more strength and flexibility and balance in the body. And if you've never done yoga, then trying to do yoga, when you're in your 70s or 80s might be a bit much for the body. But there's another version of yoga, and it's actually the main definition of what the word is. And that is, up here on the screen, it's the joining together of the individual's consciousness with the infinite consciousness. That's something we can do no matter how old our body is to make life being What would that look like if our life experience is about joining our body consciousness with our spirit consciousness? That's what I mean when I say aging with spirit. So start by thinking about what spirit consciousness sees when it sees life, when it knows life. What might be some of the divine qualities that spirit holds in consciousness for the expression of life? Anybody? Besides life itself, what else might life express as in the spiritual mind? Vitality, creativity, flow, happiness, clarity, joy, compassion, light, energy, power, grace, all words that spirit expresses as in us if we put our mind on them and become them in consciousness. So we're talking about making our conscious choices align with spirit. This is from Myrtle Fillmore, who's one of our co-founders of Unity. She said, fix your undivided attention upon the inner divine. Once, long ago, I took piano lessons. And when she said chording, that we're chording with divine law, I immediately thought of musical chords, right? And chords are when you play like 3 notes at the same time and they sound good together, right? So this is a C chord. You play them together. All together. Doesn't that sound good? Okay, good. All right. And that is what we call a major chord. Now, here's what we call a minor chord. Ooh. Okay, when you hear the difference, what does this sound like in comparison to this? Sad. I thought so too. Yeah, so major, happy, light, everything working for good, feels good. How dreary. Everything should be dark right now, right? Okay, so what's interesting is to go from here to here is just to take one of those notes and drop it down a half step. So it goes from here, just one little tiny step. But notice it went down. And to me, that is lowering the frequency. So let's just imagine when we say chording with divine law, it means that what we're thinking feels good and light. And when we're not thinking thoughts that feel good and light, we've dropped them down some in frequency, lower and slower than the spiritual dimension is flowing as. Is that too complicated? Do you understand that? So we're looking for major chords in our life, things that feel good when we say them, when we think them, so that we know we are in alignment with spirit. So let's look for some practices in life, no matter what age we are, that bring that sense of chording with spirit into our conscious awareness, that feel good. There's another study done by a psychologist, another Harvard psychologist, Charles Alexander, and he went into 3 senior centers in Boston, and he taught them mind-body techniques and used different ones at different locations. So one of the groups was taught how to do relaxation exercises with their muscles, and one group was taught how to do transcendental meditation, and one group was taught how to play word games, like sharpening your mental skills. And the results were that the meditators had the most improvement. They scored the highest in learning ability, they had lower blood pressure overall, and their mental health was better because they had meditated versus relaxed their muscles or played word games. And he went back in to see everyone again 3 years later, and 1/3 of these people had passed away. But of the third, none of them were meditators. All the meditators were still living. And why do you suppose that is, that meditation would be more effective than relaxation exercises? We go within. But we're going within for our body, aren't we? Spirit, connecting with something higher. Yeah. So part of this is about, instead of focusing on muscles, in transcendental meditation, you choose a spiritual idea and you just hold that in mind, a spiritual idea. So you're drawing your consciousness toward higher words. You're chording with divine law, as Myrtle said. You're focusing on thoughts of God and the divine qualities that are present within and around us. So as we do that, that actually could affect your muscles too. Win-win, right? Start with meditation, everything else starts to fall into place. Our vibration raises. So it's ideas of life and strength and ease that we want to meditate on, and the body responds. And transcendental meditation, taking a mantra, a saying of some kind to focus on. We use those in Unity all the time. We call them affirmations. So let's say a few of these up here on the screen and see if we can't get in the flow of this together. In God, are we there? Did I miss? Oh, I'm sorry, Susan. You must be so confused. Well, let's go on to the next slide where we can see the affirmations, and let's say it together. In God, I live and move and have my being. Just pop them up there. I behold divine life in me. I allow my spiritual body to empower me. I make healthy choices today. I love you, body, and I'm grateful for you. Those are just simple, few words, phrases that you can hold in consciousness. Now, the thing that I skipped that I want to come back to is how Jesus said to do this. This is from Matthew 11. He said, "Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and you'll recover your life. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me, and you'll learn to live freely and lightly." He's giving us a chance to turn to that Christ spirit within us. It's our higher self. It's that part of us that is God expressing. Turn in that direction. Think as God thinks. Put your mind on things that are God expressing when it comes to our body. And using those affirmations that we just did are another way to keep at it. Our other co-founder, Charles Fillmore, was known to have woken up when he was 94 years old. He woke up one morning singing, "I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm, and I spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me." At 94. He was turning his thoughts within to that higher state of being. So when we talk about aging with spirit, we're talking about courting your being in a way that's in harmony with spirit. Courting your being in harmony with spirit. So up here on the screen, we're talking about courting our thoughts with ideas of life and courting our imagination with pictures of well-being. Courting our feelings with divine love. Courting our words with spiritual truth. Courting our actions with divine light. That's ours to do when we want to be aging with spirit, as spirit. So let's go back to the meditation idea. I'm going to ask Kim Char to come up and join me, and we'll just do some meditation here where you'll be continually offered a phrase that is in harmony. In God, I live and move and have my being. And then I'll offer some words that will remind you of what is true and going on in your body if you allow it, okay? So get comfy. Am I in the right place over here? Let's take a deep breath.
In God, I live and move and have my being. In God, I live and move and have my being.
Let's just breathe that in. In God, I live and move and have my being. I sense that divine life giving energy to my body. I feel it from within me. In my hands and feet. I feel it in my heartbeat. I I feel it in my breath, in my bloodstream. The very hum of life is singing in me. A subtle power that's pervading my entire body.
In God I live and move and have my being. In God I live and move and have my being.
I sense that divine life in every cell, every atom of my being. Vibrant life in every bone, every muscle. I feel it through my entire body. The flush of health and life. I think on this life energy, knowing every molecule is becoming more alive in me. Tingling, humming, glowing in me.
In God I live and move and have my being. In God I live and move and have my being.
I envision that luminous spiritual body within me. Its light is renewing, animating, and refreshing me. Its power is perfect, whole, and enlivening every cell. As I praise this power, it raises my energy. I magnify the spirit that gives me life. And give thanks for its divine activity within me. Thank you, life. Thank you, body. I bless you with goodness and love.
In God I live and move and have my being. In God I live and move and have my being.
Let's just sing that along with Kim Char.
In God I live and move and have my being. In God I live and move and have my being.
This is the truth of our being, and now we let it be. Amen. So it is. Thank you, Kim Jar. Lots of ways to age with spirit. Body, mind, emotions, all intertwined. That spiritual energy, that spiritual mind that is God. So we'll find some other ways to do that next week. And I'll invite you to join me now in this time of sharing our tithes and love offerings as another way to express the energy of spirit. Truly, our financial gifts are just a form of divine energy. We know it begins as spiritual substance before it becomes anything tangible. And we know that God is our true and only source of that good. As we share it out into the world, what we give to expands. What you put your mind on as you give expands. So I'm going to invite you to bless your offering today and trust that it invites the work that we do at Unity to expand. Let's say these words together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am grateful. And if you're watching online, we appreciate your gifts as well. That can be done on our website at unityinnaperville.org or on our Facebook page. Or if you'd like to send a check to our P.O. Box, it's 9733 in Naperville, 60567. Thank you so much. Ushers, will you come, please?
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I'm going to change the words. I am so dead.
Well, good morning. I know you're all awake now. I'm Diane Pitterly, and I'll be sharing the announcements with you today. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. We're glad that you're here. If you want to learn more about what's happening at Unity, sign up for our weekly e-news or for Kitty's twice-monthly New Thoughts email by going to our homepage at unityinnaperville.org or email admin@unityinnaperville.org. And now for what's happening at Unity. Our Board of Trustees are available after the service if you have questions about the business of Unity. Will the board members please stand?
I'm one.
For details or access to all the following events, go to the events calendar at unityinnaperville.org. Reverend Kitty's Your Healing Journey begins this week. This is a series of 3 classes studying healing truths and how to apply them in practical ways. Class will be online Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. on September 6th, 20th, and October 4th, and on-site Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. on September 7th, 21st, and October 5th. Classes are $20 each or $50 for the series if you register today. Go to the website calendar or the info table to register. Today is the deadline to bring in your styrofoam. If you can help deliver the styrofoam to Dark Container in North Aurora, please stay after service. Monday morning metaphysics will not meet tomorrow. This group will meet next Monday at 10:30 a.m. Unity's annual World Day of Prayer takes place this week. Join our global Unity family in this prayerful Zoom event as we hold the high watch and pray with an elevated mind and open heart. The event begins on Wednesday evening and goes through Thursday evening. You must register to join the Zoom event. To register or submit a prayer request, go to unity.org and click on the lighthouse image. Courageous Writers meets Saturday at 10 a.m. until noon. And Unity's annual picnic is next Sunday here on the front lawn, starting after service. Unity will provide food, condiments, and bottled water. Please bring table and yard games, music on your phone or tablet for our portable speaker, a beverage if you'd like something other than water, and a dessert. Please sign up at the info table or email admin@unityinnaperville.org so we know how much food to bring. Thank you.
Thanks, Diane. Happy birthday.
Birthdays. Do we have any pictures up there? What do we have for our September birthdays?
All right. Gosh, yes. And Gordon.
Well, let's sing together. Send them a happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you.
If I stand over here, if I stand over here, can you see me?
Are you trying to get lights? Is that what you're doing?
We need lights over here. Does Kim Char have lights? Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you come over here where I have light? There you go. Sorry. Bear with us. Sorry about that.
I'm here.
We didn't plan ahead. Okay, now can we have our light?
Am I in her light?
Lights, camera, action. Sorry.
Pressing buttons.
This is what happens when you have an automated system. It's usually really
you.
fun.
Thank you.
Thank you. So how many of you get our Tuesday e-news every week? Okay, how many of you actually read our Tuesday e-news this week? Okay, it's okay if you didn't. But I just wanted to make sure that you all heard about Kim Char's article that she shared and give you a chance to just hear from her, sharing a little bit, and then I'll share a little bit more about that. What was in your article?
Well, oddly enough, first off, I titled it Holding the High Watch, and I did not know that
You're
was
kidding.
The prayer. No, I had no idea.
The
So
theme for Memorial Day of Prayer.
I love it.
Yes.
So, but in the article, I shared with you that I've received a cancer diagnosis. And what that means and how that unfolds, I have no clue, as probably most people do when they hear something like this. So we're in the process of doing the test, figuring out when surgery is going to be, figuring out what's after that. And so I wanted to, in what I wrote and right now, invite you into that place, that holding, that high watch, that space for seeing me and seeing the divine bursting forth through every cell of my being. And I do that for you too, because you know what? I realize we kind of made whatever's going on with me public because you see me every week and you might be wondering where I went. I don't show up for a little bit. But I realize this is true for so many of us, right? Something is going on. And we have an opportunity as a community. I think we're being called to step into this. I don't think, I'm going to get preachy here for a second.
You go, girl.
I don't think Reverend Kitty launched maybe about a year and a half ago. It was very clear to me. She did this pivot going, I'm really honing in on healing. That's where my heart is for this community. And we've been doing that, and it's been unfolding beautifully. And in this moment, not just with my particular diagnosis, but for all of us, there's this opportunity to go, oh, okay. I've been listening to this, I've been practicing it, but man, we can take it to another level in spirit.
Yes.
I believe that. I know that to be true. So there are times with this, I've been like bawling my eyes out. But there are times when I feel just like this moment, that there's something greater here, not just with whatever my diagnosis is, but with you, with whatever is happening. There is something greater here in this moment, right here, within this community. I believe it, and I know it to be true. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So Kim Char is going to be joining me over the next few weeks for our Healing Journey class, and I'm actually asking you to strongly consider stepping into this class as well. It's being offered online on Tuesday nights every other week, and it's being offered Wednesday mornings here in the building every other week. So there's flyers out there on the table that describe it, and we're going to extend the special discount till tomorrow. So anyone who signs up for all 3 classes through tomorrow can sign up for a $10 savings. And what I'm hoping we will accomplish together, what I know we are going to accomplish together as a spiritual community, is how to stand in the high watch, not only in this particular circumstance, but for all our loved ones, and maybe for our own being, to learn how to stand in the high watch. This is your chance to get clear on what the principles are and how to apply them in your life. I hope you'll do that with us. If you have any questions, I'll be out in the front room so you can ask me. If you're watching online, go to the website, unityinnaperville.org, and look for the link that goes to the Healing Journey class, and there's way more details than you could probably read.
And Kitty,
Yes.
I just want, don't let there be any barrier in your consciousness to participating in this. I think I read in your newsletter that came
Yes.
out about a scholarship.
Yes. So
Or-
if the financial commitment feels too much for you right now, just let me know privately, and we'll have scholarships available for you. And if someone has extra to donate towards a scholarship, let me know that as well. We're grateful. But the most important thing is, as many of you as are part of Unity Community can come together for this class, that's where we're trying to head with this, okay? Thank you so much for your loving support. And we'll keep you posted as time goes on. If there's anything you need to know that might affect you on a Sunday morning, we'll let you know. But your job will be described in these classes, and I hope you're up for it. Thank you so much for that. Let's stand as you're able and have one last song together.
And we sing right now about that which we look up to as we hold that high watch, that source of our being. You ready to sing? Let's do this together.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything
Here's our familiar closing affirmation. Here it comes. There it is. Let's just say these words together. In God, I live and move and have my being. And so it is. Love you guys. Hope to see you on Tuesday or Wednesday. Lots of goodies out front. Hang out and just get to know one another a little bit. That's the joy of life, right? Say hi to somebody you haven't met yet. Love you guys. Thank you.
So I imagine, Sharon, this is my time to talk to everyone out there in the interwebs while they're exiting. Thank you for joining us. We're glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're still here as we sing again. God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are
Every midnight, God, you are
every moment, every second
of my life.
Oh, and
Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. And God, you are
every sunrise. God, you are every moon glow. God, you are
every star shine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are
every springtime. God, you are every snowfall.
God, you are
every season, every second of my life. Oh, and everything I see,
everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below, everything I know is you.
I'm so glad you joined us today. Have a great rest of the day.
Thank you again, Jared.